25, 30. Alex, they have 175 employees at the SPLC. And this is just an indication of how much money these people have and what kind of an organization they have. And so I said, I want to speak to everybody. And they said, no, Joe Levin, our lawyer, says, we're not going to let you do that. And I said, do you know why you don't want to do that? I said, because you don't want your employees to quit and to realize that you guys have lied about me and lied about a lot of other good people. And my only crime is that I quote the Founding Fathers and that I want people to be left alone in this country. And then they said, okay, well, I sent you the email where Potok is whining. And he goes, well, okay, we don't want to pay for you to come and talk to all our employees. I said, yeah, I know why you don't want. He said, so we'll let you do it on Skype. And I said, how am I going to know who's even there? I said, look, I'm not doing it on Skype. We're either doing it in person or we're not doing it. And I said, so then I didn't hear from him. So I said, look, if you're not going to settle with me out of court, then I'm going to sue you. And I have a lawyer by the name of Jim Chapman, and we're going to sue the Southern Poverty Law Center. And Alex, I've had it with them. I'm tired of lying about people who I know are good, honest American people like you. I'm tired of lying about me, and so is my wife.
Well, be careful, because from my research into them, I know you didn't really know who they were. Let me tell you, there's some serious people. It's basically a branch, from my research, of the U.S. government. It's connected in with the Israelis and others. I mean, they just run around demonizing anybody that doesn't want a new world order. And but I'm glad you're doing it. And you defeated the feds at the Supreme Court before. And I hope they do the right thing, because I've warned them before to stop implying I'm, a racist and that I'm for violence. And the ADL actually did pull some articles and actually did do some stuff. And my lawyer sent him a letter about 5 years ago, because they were just saying stuff that wasn't true. And the police that are given this material, their superiors are giving it to them, so they believe it's true. Now I've seen some of the stuff they've said about you. They're so discredited. It's one reason I haven't gone after these groups, is because they're such a joke in my view now. 10 years ago, police really believed it. Now they take it with a grain of salt. But what specifically was it in publications? I mean, they said, you said kill cops.
Yeah, kill federal agents. And then a sheriff in Carbon County, Pennsylvania, was asked about whether or not he was an oath keeper. And he brought my name up. And he said, well, Sheriff Mack believes in killing IRS agents just for coming on your property. And he's like a Nazi. And then I wrote him, because that was on statewide TV in the Pennsylvania area. So I told him I was going to sue him. That was Sheriff Notstein. And he just got reelected, regrettably.
Well, why don't you just add him on? I mean, yeah.
I might actually, but he is going to be my witness, whether he likes it or not, because he said, well, Sheriff Mack, I apologize, but I got this from the SPLC magazine. He said, they're the ones that said it. I was just quoting them. And I said, well, you're quoting a lie, and you know what they say about it.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. I mean, in times like this, our rhetoric should be somewhat heightened, but you're always very just Bill of Rights, Constitution, very... I mean, it's so ridiculous for people that know you that they would make this stuff up.
I know. He's been to my presentation. He went to my presentation, and he heard me say all those same things you just said, that I'm peaceful and that this is a peaceful process. And if we get sheriffs just to keep their oath of office and to follow the Constitution, then we're going to protect people like we're supposed to. And he's heard me say that. And another sheriff in Pennsylvania called him on the carpet for it and said, you were there with us. Mac didn't say to kill anybody. He says that we should protect our citizens from the IRS and other federal agencies. But that's what we're supposed to do.
And by protect, get them out of the jurisdiction. But here's what's crazy. The system can't have you out teaching the oath and the Bill of Rights, because that's what America is. And these groups on every level want to get rid of what America is. It's seditious. And I'm glad you're suing them. It's got to be done. This is a time to stand up to these people. Stay with us, Sheriff Mack. You know, Sheriff Mack, we don't even have strong enough words now for what's happening. Obama is going to sign the NDAA, Indefinite Detention for Citizens, the end of Posse Comitatus, as you mentioned. Sheriff departments are now been caught. We got the documents all over the country. with the ADL and others being taught that just criticizing government, period, and wanting small government's now terrorism. We got MIAC reports years ago, Homeland Security demonizing Ron Paul, really, again, milquetoast, just constitutional, nice, friendly people like Pastor Chuck Baldwin, Constitution Party presidential candidate. They really, really are scared. I've noticed the mild-mannered Clark Kent type guys are who they really hate because they know you're convincing people and destroying that image of anybody that wants freedom as some crazy bomb-throwing nut. They're really, really scared right now. What's your view on the NDAA and all this tyranny moving so quick?
I was on Judge Napolitano about the SB 1867, the NDAA, and this is I can't believe that even the moderate Republicans are coming close to allowing the president this kind of power. This is so. This just vindicates everything that you have said on your show for years, and I feel vindicated as well because I said this was coming. And so many people are getting ready for this. This is probably the scariest legislation since the Patriot Act. And they go hand in hand, as you well know. But the Republicans are proving that we've got to get everybody out of the House. And that's why I need to tell you, I'm actually running for U.S. Congress in District 21. I've had it with Congress. I've had it with the federal government. I've had it with the SPLC. And I'm not going to stand by anymore and watch these crooks destroy America. I'm getting more involved than I have been before. By the way,
Lamar Smith claims he's this big conservative, but he is a globalist, tyrant lover. And I think you're going to give him a run for his money. So people need to get geared up for that to support you in a run against a rhino slime bag. And I know you're going to be running on a Ron Paul type campaign for liberty type platform. So people need to visit your website. Give folks that. It's sheriffmack.com.
Right now it is. I don't have, I just have to file this Monday and then I'll have the Sheriff Mack for Congress one up. But right now, go to sheriffmack.com. I've got a new book out that's kind of coming out with my campaign called The Magic of Gun Control. And it's a pure deal against what they're doing to us in Washington, D.C. And it's the best book I've ever written.
Give us a little forte, a little sneak peek. What does the title signify?
The Magic of Gun Control is talking about how the polymagicians, and we made up a new word for our book, polymagician, and that's the politician who's an illusionist, who wants you to believe that he's got magic in Washington, D.C., that gun control in America will somehow work when it has never worked to help us increase safety, decrease crime.
No, it only works to enslave and take over. It works real well for Mao and Hitler and Stalin. Sheriff Mack, I look forward to having you in studio in the next few weeks. We need to give Lamar Smith a good run for his money, so let's set that up in the next few weeks. And sad to hear you have to sue him. I don't like doing it, but it's there for a reason. And the Southern Poverty Law Center needs to stop going around. The ADL got sued a few years ago and lost. They need to stop running around lying about people.
Right.
God bless you. So you're doing God's work. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Alex. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. All right, listen, the main radio show's over, but I got people that have been holding a while, so it'll be video stream at prisonplanet.tv and audio stream only coming up. I'll take a few calls, finish up with some of the people, as I tend to do almost every day now. And then I'll be back tonight, 7 o'clock Central. I'll be on part of the Nightly News with an interview with an in-studio guest. I'll leave it at that. And then Aaron Dykes is going to do part of the other news reports. Got some big news packages. 7 o'clock Central. If you're not a prisonplanet.tv member, it's 44% off right now, a yearly membership. All right, my friends. Lord Obama set to sign the NDAA today. Unbelievable. That's coming up in the retransmission, the whole breakdown of that. Let's see who's been holding the longest here. Pax in Texas, then Josh and Matt. I should get to all those. I don't know about the others. I'm going to try. Go ahead, Pax. You're on the air.
Howdy, Alex. I appreciate you taking my call, and I appreciate you sincerely. I just wanted to present just an idea that kind of came to my mind regarding the NDAA, since it seems like, Obama's going to sign it, and we've had these treasonous actions done, is that, developing on the protests that, like you yourself have done, at the Capitol for the TSA and that debacle that happened earlier this year, and Occupy Wall Street is, I really think, and I I come to you with it just because of, the amount of exposure you have, is that, somehow we organize and get together and decide one day, right in the new year, after all this is passed, that we get together and send out a call to everybody to say on one day in January, the third Sunday or Saturday of the month, basically, everyone shows up at their state capital and exercises their First Amendment right.
No, I hear you. I think that's probably a good idea, because all resistance is good to get moving, get the political blood, pumping through the veins there to get oxygen to the public, to wake them up. But again, they're going to roll this out as the economy collapses. They had to get the legal justification to do it, and then they're going to sell it all with PR to set the precedent. They're not just going to come get your guns day one. This is going to be a psyop, so we've got to expose the whole enchilada of why this was illegal. And it's a big signpost of just how bad this design depression is going to get. Good points, Matt. We'll look into that. Or Pax, excuse me. Matt's up next. Matt in California, you're on the air.
Alex?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Alex. Long-time listener, first-time caller. My wife and I came and saw you in Santa Cruz and Coconut Grove. That was great.
Thank you.
Point I wanted to bring up, actually, two quick points. I know you want to get other callers in. Last night I saw on the news they had this new leap pad that they're going to be putting out for kids. And it's just like an iPad for kids, and it has a little camera on the back there with a little smiley face. To kind of, I don't know, I just thought of that as kind of like a police state, little spy camera for.
Oh, it's worse than that. Schools have admittedly used the laptops they issue to watch them. They're now coming out with, and I'm here looking at what you're talking about. It's like a fancy leap pad that's $189. They're just training the kids with all this spy gear, how to spy on your parents, and how much fun it is. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And my other point was that I've been trying to wake up my parents for a really long time, and they're really brainwashed by the system. But my dad keeps using this system called Snopes, and he claims that that's the answer to all the things that I link him articles from InfoWars and Prisonplanet.
Yeah, I know, and that Snopes I know has been tied into the Democratic Party and Soros and a bunch of other groups. I'd have to go re-research, but I remember years ago looking at that. And, I mean, they'll deny mainline things are going on, and supposedly it's like talking to God. I mean, you go to that, and it will tell you, like, what's the stock market going to be tomorrow? Did Jesus have blonde hair or black hair? How many scales does a fish have? How many licks does it take to find the center of a Tootsie Roll? How long will I live? And, of course, I'm being sarcastic. And some part-time guy, supposedly there, he will tell you everything. And there's no conspiracy. There's no world government. Even as it's announced, none of it's true. Yeah, so just tell your dad everything's fine then. MF Global cares about him. Torture's good. Secret arrest is good. I mean, everybody who's got a brain knows what's happening. A lot of people are scared deep down, though, so they rationalize it. Sorry, the other callers. I am just out of time. Those were some great calls right there. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central for the Friday edition as December 2011 winds down, and then as 2011 gets very long in the tooth. You got a long gray beard and long gray hair. I'll see you back tonight, 7 o'clock Central, prisonplanet.tv. And remember, when you get a membership, you can share your passcode with 5 other people. So it's like getting 6 memberships for the price of 1.